Hey guys, it's Nick from Pick'em MMA and I'm back with another video for this weekend. We have a UFC fight night where Strickland is going to be taking over ABUS Magomedov. And ABUS Magomedov is not a ranked middleweight as of right now. He's going to be fighting for that ranking. And Strickland is giving him a big opportunity here to get into the rankings really fast. And I do think that's what the UFC wants from ABUS. They want more contenders for Israel Adesanya, because Izzy has beaten all the top fives as of right now. And let's do a quick recap for last week. Last week, guys, we went 4-2-1 on best bets, and then for safety parlay hit, which is nice to see. And I'm just gonna do a quick fight recap from fight to fight. So the first fight we had for best bet, we had Brendis versus Dumas. And I thought this fight wasn't going to go the distance, but I really thought Brendis was going to be able to use his experience in the UFC to win this fight and finish Dumas. But this guy you can't trust him anymore. This dude just has a negative fight IQ. He jumped guillotines like 5 times in the fight. Just absolute horrible. Doesn't deserve to be in the UFC. I don't want to see him in the UFC. He's on a 3-fight losing streak. You just can't trust this guy to go out there and use his brain and to fight accordingly. So we lost out on the first bet. Dumas won by decision by just defending takedowns and control time on top. And for the second best bet, I had Jack Jenkins to win by decision. I think Emmers did enough to win this fight, but like I said last video, you never know with these judges. When the fight's like likely to go to decision, like this fight was, you don't want to just be on one side. You want to be on the side which gives you the most juice for your money. So Emmers by decision was like plus 110 or plus 100, and then Jack Jenkins by decision was plus 330. Which is absolutely insane. Jack Jenkins won his last fight in the UFC, his UFC debut by decision also. So I don't understand why this Jack Jenkins was like a plus 330 by decision. So that was really nice to see. I hope some of you guys made some money on that. I had a half a unit play on plus 330, which is very nice. And then for the third best bet, guys, we lost out on this because Chepe is an absolute dog. I mean, Peak really gave the fight to this guy, but Peak just couldn't do enough. I mean, he just wasn't technical enough. Chepe had been in there with better fighters, and he was able to. He was more technical on the feet, and he was able to avoid those big bombs that Peak likes to throw, those hammer fist, and he won by decision, 30-27. And then I thought this fight wasn't going to go to the distance, but everyone thought this fight wasn't going over 1.5 rounds. But both of these guys are very, very tough and durable. And we lost out on this best bet. But for the next best bet I had was Ricci versus Robertson. I picked this fight to go over 2.5 rounds or even all 3 rounds. And this bet did hit, so I hope you guys made some money on this one. And then for the fifth best bet I had, I picked Randy Brown money line at minus 230 on DraftKings, and it cashed. But this fight was closer than I thought it was gonna be. Turman didn't look too bad. He was landing those leg kicks and landing a lot of volume in the boxing range. But Brown did enough to win the fight, so that was nice. And then for the sixth best bet I had was a Tafa versus Lane fight, and I had picked Tafa by knockout, TKO or DQ, but Austin Lane just poked his eye really badly. Like you could see Tafa's eye swelling up. He just couldn't see anymore, and this fight was called into a no contest. So that was sad to see. And then for the last for the seventh best bet I had was Topuria versus Emmett fight to start round 2. This was only minus 165. I was absolutely surprised that this was only minus 165 on DraftKings. A lot of people thought this fight was going to go over 2 rounds. And Emmett is an absolute junkyard tough dog. Like, this dude, I don't know how he win 5 rounds. I think that corner should have thrown the towel in after the 4th round. I don't know why they let him go out there and get more, absorb more punishment from Topuria. Topuria was absolutely landing those big bombs, landing those big hammers on top of Emmett. And Topuria just outclassed him the whole fight. Just, it was like a 50-42 scorecards, crazy scorecards. Yeah, I wanted to pick the over 2.5 rounds, which is plus money, but even over a round and a half was like minus 110, even money, which is absolutely insane. I mean, Emmett's not gonna look for a way out. He's gonna fight till there's time. So that was a good pick for me, on my part for the main event. And then so we went 4-2-1 on best bets, which isn't too bad. I think a lot of people did really bad on that weekend. Then for my lock of the week, Amanda Hebus got absolutely starched. I mean, she went to war with Macy Barber, but Macy Barber just an absolute junkyard dog. She looks so tough out there. She came into that fight with a crazy mind upset. Like, she made up her mind that she was gonna win that fight, and she threw everything at Amanda Hebus. Amanda Hebus made a lot of mistakes in that fight. I think I don't know what she was doing. She was holding on to that leg for like a couple minutes. I don't know why. She was taking those ground and pound, trying to go for the leg lock. Some really bad decisions from Amanda Hebus. But Hebus is my girl. I mean, I'm always going to back her. But I don't know if I'm going to be betting on her next time. I still think she can win some fights in that weight class. But she makes a lot of mistakes in her fights. Alright, guys, so we're gonna move on to the 50 parlay now. I had Brown, Topuria, and Tafa to give us plus money, but Tafa fight was a no contest, so the 50 parlay was just Brown and Topuria, so I did cash. Not a lot of plus money, but still it was nice to see that I cashed. And then for our favorite underdogs, we went 1-3. Not the best for favorite underdogs, but we did good on the best bets, so I mean, I'm happy either way. And then for long shot parlay, we missed by just 2 legs. We missed because Peak lost the fight, and then we missed because let me check here. I think I picked I picked Phil Rowe. He probably could have won by decision, but he was fighting Magny's fights. I mean, Magny's beaten a lot of people, like the way he beat Phil Rowe in that clinch type of fight. So that was a bad fight IQ by Phil Rowe. And then I picked Loic Rajabov. Rajabov got absolutely steamed. Didn't know how to check a leg kick. Just got his legs beaten up and then got TKO'd. Then I picked Julian Robertson as my 4th favorite underdog. He didn't have much for Ricci on the field like I thought. And even in the best bet, I picked over 2.5 rounds or fight to go all 3 rounds. And I thought Robertson, if this fight didn't go to the ground, like I thought Ricci was going to be able to defend those takedowns. I thought Robertson wasn't going to be able to do much on the feet. But this is just in case if he got the fight to the ground. But he wasn't able to. So 1-3 on the favorite underdogs. Then for the long shot parlay, Dumas hit, Jorgas Jumagulov lost, Allen hit, Ricci hit, and then Peak. We lost out on the long shot parlay because of Jumagulov, and Peak lost the fights. So overall, not a bad weekend for me. Now we're gonna be talking about UFC Fight Night. Sean Strickland versus ABUS Magomedov. And let's start on the first prelim of the night, where we have Guram Kurtutsalate versus Elvis Brenner. Guram is better everywhere. He's a big minus 600 favorite for a reason. I see him winning this fight everywhere this fight goes. Elvis Brenner might have some moments, I think, but I think Guram's gonna win this fight by decision. Elvis Brenner is very tough. He comes out of that camp where Charles Oliveira trains. He trains with those guys. He's not gonna give up here. I think Elvis Brenner's never been finished in his career. I'm going to say Guram Kutsalate by decision. Alright guys, for the next prelim fight we have Alexander Romanov versus Blagoy Ivanov. And I don't know what kind of mindset Alexander Romanov is in right now. He's coming off 2 losses in a row. And the last one was really bad. I bet on him because I thought he was going to be able to take Alexander Volkov down, maybe work him on the clinch. But he came into that fight with a really bad and very bad physical shape. And it didn't have much for Volkov. He tried to take him down and Volkov was holding onto the fence. And after that he just kind of gave up. He just didn't know what to do. He just kind of gave up on himself. And the referee stopped the fight. I got to see the scales, see what kind of how he looks gonna look on the scales. But he is better than Blagoy Ivanov everywhere. Not on the feet. I think Blagoy is more tough and durable on the feet. Blagoy has been had fights on the feet with this Derek Lewis, and he lost by split decision. Augustus Sakai by split decision. Marcin Tybura by decision. I'm not too high on Blagoy Ivanov, and I'm not too high on Romanov anymore. But I think Alexander Romanov, if he comes into this fight, taking this fight somewhat serious, I think he's gonna win this fight. I'm still gonna pick Alexander Romanov, but it's not gonna be easy to finish a guy like Blagoy Ivanov, who's not just gonna fucking fold under pressure like Romanov does. I still gotta see the scales. Maybe I can flip my pick back to Blagoy Ivanov, but I'm not gonna be betting on this fight. Alright guys, let's move to the next prelims where we have Joanderson Brito versus Weston Wilson. I'm gonna pick Joanderson Brito by finish first round. I don't know why Weston Wilson manager made this fight for him. This is like the worst fight he could get into the UFC debut. And I see Joanderson Brito absolutely ripping Wilson apart limb from limb. So a Brito TKO first round or maybe a club and sub. I'm gonna say club and sub first round Brito. Alright guys, let's move to the next fight where we have Irina Petrovic versus Luana Carolina. And this fight's hard to pick. I don't understand how Ivana Petrovic is a 2-1 favorite, having no fights in the UFC level. She's beating these total cans in the regional scene. Now she's coming into the UFC, fighting a girl who has wins in the UFC level. Just not too impressed by Luana Carolina. But if Luana Carolina is able to defend some takedowns, I think she can win this fight. I'm just gonna pick Luana Carolina, but I'm not really betting on this fight. I just haven't seen enough from Ivana Petrovic. This is her UFC debut, so you don't know how she's gonna look fighting at this level. And I don't know if she's gonna be able to take Luana Carolina down. I'm just gonna pick Luana Carolina by decision. Alright guys, let's move to the next fight on the prelims where we have Yana Santos versus Carol Rosa. And I'm gonna pick Carol Rosa here. I think she's gonna be able to do enough to get the decision win here. She's better on the feet, she's better on the ground I think, but Santos is better in the clinch. Rosa just has to avoid the clinch and she can win this fight. Not really looking to bet this fight. I think this fight does go over all 3 rounds. But the line's kind of juiced up right now. Alright guys, so let's move to the next fight on the prelims where we have Kevin Lee making his return. And fighting Hinat Fakhretdinov. I'm gonna pick Hinat Fakhretdinov. I think he's control. This guy fights like Islam Makhachev and those guys. Not really looking for submissions, but this dude is very good controlling the fight. He knows he can control you anywhere. Pretty good stand-up also. I don't see Kevin Lee outclassing Fakhretdinov on the feet. And Kevin Lee looked like shit against Diego Sanchez. I don't know. Like that fight, I just don't know what UFC saw in Kevin Lee to bring him back and then give him Fakhretdinov. I'm going to pick Hinat Fakhretdinov by decision. Let's go to the next fight. Now on the main card we have Nursultan Ruziboyev versus Bruno Ferreira. And I was watching some of Ruziboyev fights. He's been fighting these lower level guys, 4-4, 20-10, 15-2 guys. Not really the best competition. This 12-12 guy. If he is able to keep this fight at range, I think he can win this fight. Bruno Ferreira's never been past the second round or past the 7 minutes in the fight. I'm gonna pick Bruno Ferreira by TKO first round. I think this dude, he knows like where to land, and it only takes one from Ferreira to put your lights out. I don't like how Ruziboyev is. He's okay with being on his guard on the ground and trying to go for submissions. This fight is very, very tricky. I think this fight doesn't go the distance for sure. But I'm gonna go with the powerful hitter, Bruno Ferreira. Not too confident on Bruno Ferreira though. We've only seen him in the UFC for like half a round. Next fight on the main card, we have Benoit Saint-Denis versus Ismail Bonfim. Saint-Denis isn't a bad fighter. I mean, he's 4-5. 4-1 in his last 5 UFC fights. 3-1 in his never mind, 3-1, 2-1 in his UFC. Got absolutely beaten by Leslie Gillespie. Then coming up 2 losses in a row. Two wins in a row over Nicholas Stoltz and Gabriel Miranda. Not really impressed with his win over Gabriel Miranda. I'm gonna pick Bonfim by decision here. I think Saint-Denis is tough and durable enough to take the damage and not get finished in this fight. This is not a tough fight to pick, but I will say Saint-Denis is a lot tougher than Terrence McKinney. McKinney's been finished a couple of times in the UFC level, and Saint-Denis never been finished ever. So I do still think Ismail Bonfim is gonna land the better shots on the feet, better leg kicks, some heavy punches on the feet, and I don't see Saint-Denis taking Ismail Bonfim down or controlling him on the ground. I'm gonna pick Ismail Bonfim. Maybe by 3rd round TKO or by decision. Alright guys, let's move to the next fight on the main card where we have Ariana Lipski versus Melissa Gatto. And I did pick Melissa Gatto in that fight against Tracy Cortez. And she just looked horrible, just to be honest. Ariana Lipski looked good in that fight against JJ Aldrich. She was the big underdog in that fight, and she was able to stuff all the takedowns from JJ Aldrich and keep the fight on the feet and outland her. I'm gonna pick Ariana Lipski. I did pick Melissa Gatto throughout the week. I thought she was gonna be able to take this fight to the ground, but it's gonna be easier said than done. I mean, she's not this crazy wrestler that can just bully her way into the ground. With her opponents, he wasn't really able to take Tracy Cortez down. And I think Ariana Lipski knows what she has to work on this fight, and she's gonna have to keep this fight on the feet, land those leg kicks. He is a taller fighter. She's 1 inch taller. I'm not really looking to bet on this fight, but I think this fight does go all 3 rounds. If Melissa Gatto does get Ariana Lipski on the ground, I do think she has a chance to finish her by TKO ground and pound, because Lipski isn't really all that good off her back. But I am gonna go with the heavy underdog Ariana Lipski here. Alright guys, let's move to the main card. The 3rd fight on the main card where we have, wow, this is the 6th fight on the main card. The 4th fight on the main card. Wow. Where we have Maxine Griffin versus Michael Morales. This is a tough fight to pick. I mean, Max Griffin is no slouch, no can crusher. This dude's been in those big heavy wars at the UFC level. His fight against Tim Means is not really impressive because Tim Means just not in his prime anymore. But that fight against Kenan Song, I mean, Songs can still bang. Song had a pretty good striking, but he knocked him out cold. I don't know if it was cold or not, but I still think Michael Morales still not all. His game is not all like well rounded yet, but I think this fight's gonna stay on the feet, and I think Michael Morales is gonna land some clean strikes on the feet. I'm gonna go with Michael Morales by decision. I think Max Griffin is tough enough to not get overwhelmed by Michael Morales. This is a tough fight. I mean, these odds are kind of crazy. Cause Max Griffin is like 5-1, 4-1 in the UFC in his last 5 fights, and Morales, I mean, he's coming off TKO wins over Adam Fugate. I mean, Adam Fugate is not really UFC level. TKO over Trevin Giles, which is a good finish. I'm still gonna go with Michael Morales by decision. Alright guys, let's move to the co-main event of the evening, where we have Damir Ismagulov versus Grant Dawson. And I'm gonna go with... This is a tough fight, man. I was gonna go with Grant Dawson, because I don't know what kind of mindset Damir Ismagulov's in right now. He retired after that Arman Sarukian fight, where he got controlled for 15 minutes, couldn't get Arman off him. And the Dawson, for Grant, I mean, he doesn't really have the high level wrestling that Arman Sarukian has, but he's a pretty good wrestler. I mean, he's a relentless. He's not gonna stop wrestling you just because you defend a couple takedowns. And Damir almost looked hopeless in that fight. But I do think Damir's gonna be working on his takedown defense. The lines are close right now. The line right now for this fight is... God damn it, where's his lines? Yeah, Damir Ismagulov. It's even money right now. So a lot of money coming in on Grant Dawson here. People think that Grant Dawson is going to be able to take Damir down and hold him down, maybe finish him down there. Damir is not really like a powerful striker, so I don't know how he's going to keep Grant Dawson off him. He is accurate, he does know how to land. He's pretty fast for the weight class. But I mean, man, Grant Dawson is not gonna... And I don't know why Grant Dawson took this fight. I mean, he must have known something, right? Dawson used to train with these guys, with Damir at American Top Team. Both of these guys used to train at American Top Team, so I'm sure they know each other's game. I'm gonna pick Grant Dawson. I just think Damir's not in the game anymore. Like, I don't know how to say this, but Damir, him retiring after that last decision loss, I just think Grant Dawson is gonna be able to control him in the clinch, control him, take him down over and over. But man, this is tough. I don't know. I still can't. I don't feel comfortable picking Grant Dawson, because he does get cracked on the feet. He got dropped by Mark Madsen on the feet, and he got absolutely dominated by Ricky Glenn in the last third round. Man, and Damir Ismagulov, I mean, he's not like getting dominated by anyone, other than he got dominated in the wrestling from Arman Sarukian. I'm gonna go with Damir Ismagulov. I just don't feel comfortable picking Grant Dawson. This fight is a lot closer than people think, and the odds do reflect that. It's even money right now for both sides, so you can pick either side, and it's even money right now. A lot of money coming in on Grant Dawson right now. If Damir Ismagulov turns into the underdog, I mean, I'm gonna hop on that train. I think he can absolutely win this fight. He can defend the takedowns and land some strikes on the feet. And Damir is a lot better than Grant Dawson on the feet. Much better. and I think it's gonna show this Saturday. So Demir is my goal up by decision. This is my pick. Alright guys, we're at the main event now. Sean Strickland taking on the newcomer ABUS MAGOMEDOV. Man, this fight is, the odds are crazy for this fight. Just a second guys. Yeah. Where's the odds for this fight? Sean Strickland is minus 138 on minus 140 and minus 150. In some books, minus 145. I just think we haven't seen enough from ABUS MAGOMEDOV for me to go with him here. He got knocked out by Louis Taylor, which was like almost 5 years ago, so a long time ago. And does have 3 wins, 4 wins in his last 5 fights. Man, I can't go against Sean Strickland here. I like Sean Strickland. Look at him, like he's got fights. He's got a win over Uriah Hall, win over Jack Hermanson, and he got knocked out by Alex Pereira. But he made a lot of mistakes in that fight. Kept his chin up, didn't try to wrestle Pereira or try to clinch him. And Jared Cannonier, I thought Strickland won that fight, but I think that fight could have went either way because Jared Cannonier was landing the harder, cleaner shots, the cleaner striking. Then he got a win over Imavov, who's a top 15 middleweight. Man, this is a hard fight to pick because ABUS MAGOMEDOV is so explosive. If Sean Strickland can survive the first round, I think he's gonna win this fight. And I do think he's gonna be able to survive. I think he's gonna make ABUS MAGOMEDOV fight in the boxing range that he does. I don't think he's gonna give ABUS a lot of space to land those kicks that he likes to land. The front kick that he landed on Dustin Stoltzfus. I mean, Strickland is a lot better than Dustin Stoltzfus. I'm gonna go with the ranked number 4 in the world, Sean Strickland, to win this fight by decision. Alright guys, subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, leave a comment below for your boy for the algorithm. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And let me know who you're gonna be going with. And alright guys, I gotta get some food in me. I'm hungry right now. Once again, subscribe to my channel. Help me get to 100 subscribers. That's my goal. I'm gonna be making the best bets video for this fight card, and 50 parlay and the favorite underdogs. And I don't know if I'm gonna be making the lock of the week because the lock of the week's been getting absolutely crushed. So I don't know. Maybe I'm gonna chill with the lock of the week for a minute. Alright guys, once again, don't forget to subscribe, like the video, and leave a comment below. Thank you so much for watching the videos guys. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much. Bye now.